Hey everybody, this is Jay Strunk. I received a comment on my Hammarlund HQ100A Part 2, Trenton Trading. He asked me, he said, hey, can you make a video or tell me how to make a bare bones antenna for the Hammarlund HQ100A shortwave receiver, a general coverage shortwave receiver. Well, okay, well that sounds like a good deal. That's something I can do. So anyway, I'd like to go over the antenna, the types of antennas, the connection to the radio, and things of this sort, and what have you. I might have to bring this camera up a little closer because there's no way you're going to be able to read the writing on here. I may not be able to read it with it up close, but anyway, I guess that's a different story. Okay, what we have here is a screw terminal is labeled A, another screw terminal that's labeled A, another screw terminal labeled G. Alright, the A is antenna. That's for this terminal here would be for a long wire antenna or a random wire antenna, a random length. The book says anywhere from 30 to 150 feet. You can actually tune that antenna with a control on the front, but anyway, this one antenna connection, right, the screw terminal, is where you would attach just one piece of wire 30 to 150 feet, or heck, it don't really have to be 30 feet, just whatever you can get on there. Now, is it going to receive the optimum? Well, probably not, but whatever you can get on there is probably better than nothing. This other screw terminal is another one, A, that's labeled A. Now that would be a second terminal for like a dipole where you'd have two leads coming in, something like that. Maybe, I guess example on the dipole would be a 300 ohm twin lead where you'd have one connector here, or one connection here, and the other wire would connect right here. This is the G, the ground connection. And also, I don't think I messed up on G, ground connection. Also, another thing I need to come up with, or need to explain, is that when you're running a long wire or random wire, single wire antenna on this terminal, this ground, the G terminal, has to be jumper to this A terminal, the second terminal, and you can see there's a shorting. There's a shorting clip here. Basically, you just take it, unscrew it, just, you know, enough to. Oh, this is going to be really bad, I can tell right now. Just put it over like that. Screw it down, tighten it, put the cinch on her. And then you're going to have one left here. Basically, that's where you make your single wire antenna wire connection. Now, if you want to use like a dipole twin lead antenna or what have you, just basically just do like you did, or do like it was. Unscrew this terminal. It's your ground. Take that, run it over, run your two down, tighten them, and then your ground is going to go, your G terminal or ground terminal. You can run it to a ground, what have you, a ground rod, a hot water pipe, metal pipe, just, you know, somewhere where you can get a good ground. The book says the ground is, you don't have to use it. It says it's probably good if you can. I think I would ground it. I found out that a good ground cuts down on noise, you know, like from utility AC lines, things like that, atmospherics, just a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, old foot's going to sleep. I got to get this camera back on this tripod, or makeshift tripod here. We'll go through the rest of it. Alright, I guess with that said, here's something else I want to go over. If you want to connect to a PL259 or 238, something like that, this is a PL259. Basically, it's just a male plug you'd find to put into a CB or amateur transceiver or what have you. This other end is just fork lugs. And you know, that's probably about a 3-foot piece of RG8X, which you know, it's what I've got. I don't particularly like 8X for HF work, but hey, it works, and kind of, you know, it's not the best by any means, but it'll work. It'll pull some stations in. Basically, with just this 3 50-foot jumper on here, I can pick up a whole bunch of stuff. You know, we're not talking about 150-foot wire here or anything. Just a small wire. Get this other side connected up. Yeah, bear with me, folks. Here, yeah, I'm butterfinger on this deal. All right. Okay, there's max carrier level. Tune the antenna, or the jumper. You call it an antenna, I guess, if you want. 4 of them. Okay, that's the RHC right there on a 3-foot jumper. Jumper is what I'm going to call it. Basically a jumper into PL259, which you run another coax. You can run it outside to another antenna if you have one. It's just a handy connection type deal. Is it optimized? No, but I guess it works. Works okay. Take this thing off. Okay, signal went away, so you can tell it likes to have something there. Not much. Okay, the cheapest thing I found, unless you have some wire laying around or what have you, here's 100 foot of Phillips speaker wire. Basically, you can take this. What I do with this is 100 foot. Take it, unspool it, tear it down the middle. All of a sudden, you got 200 foot. Splice the 200 foots together. You know, you got your 200 foot antenna. You run it in off this single connection. Make you a ground here. Off the ground, like I say, you don't have to have it, but a ground to a water pipe, a ground rod, anything you can get a good RF ground on. That would work there. That'd be the cheapest way I could think to do that. Unless, like I say, unless you just happen to have some wire laying around and what have you. You just hook that up, that single wire, and you can just do that single wire, and you can, you know, this thing here, it's got a good enough receiver. It can work with those types of atrocities that I guess people, antennas put on there and what have you. Let's see here. Okay. As far as height on these things, just get them up as high as you can. If it's an indoor, if you can't run anything outside, outdoors, whatever, just take it, go around the ceiling with some tacks or something, run it up around the top of the ceiling. Is anything to get up high as you can. If you can run it outdoors, you know, run it up as high as you can. If you don't have any pole supports or anything, pitch it out there. Don't pitch it in wet ground or anything like that. Just pitch it out there and make sure, you know, good and dry land and property and what have you, and just go ahead and run it like that until you can get something going. And that'll probably work for you. It's not the best by any means, but it'll pull stations in and everything. I guess on the height, that'd be about it. Though some people say, well, you need your antenna up sometimes. Certain antennas up a quarter wave over ground, what have you. That's pretty good and everything. If you can do that, it works out pretty good. If you can't, you just run with what you brung. So just run it like what we talked about earlier. But anyway, that's about it on there. I'm gonna have a second video probably on dipoles and things like that. But and as far as lengths and what size to make antenna, depending on the frequency of the station you listen to. You know, there's a formula 468 over the frequency. Say if you got a station you want to listen to that's 7 megahertz, you say 468 divided by 7.0000, and it will come out to be somewhere around 66 or 67 feet. You'd make your antenna 67 feet on the flat top, and that would be an optimal tuned antenna for that frequency. But anyway, I'm going to cut this short. It's probably running up to 10 minutes. I haven't looked yet, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it short and what have you. We'll see you on the next go round. Bye.